The podcast Athlete Next Door is presented by SDA Athletics. Today's episode will be sponsored by StrongDatApparel.com as well as Ironworks Strength Alliance. Today is part 1 of episode 1 featuring DJ Malinowski. We will be going over the gym tour of his gym that he owns and manages, Ironworks Strength Alliance. DJ happens to also be my personal coach for my strongman training. Let's get into it.
Come on in. Hi, my name is DJ. This is Ironworks Strength Alliance here in Woodland, Washington. We started almost exactly a year ago. We've got anywhere from 20 to 40 athletes and clients just based off of sport season. So right now we're in our winter sports season at the high school, middle school, and so a lot of our basketball kids are in season. They can't train as much, so I have a lot of off-season kids right now, and just various different populations. We train general population. We train all different athletics, middle school through high school. And then also I compete and train strongman as well. So we do a lot of different things. And yeah, so this is our space.
Sweet. So would you consider this more of like a home garage gym, or since it is on your property, or do you think this is more of just a commercial gym that happens to share your property?
Great. So this is a step up, like a glorified home gym, big picture as a step towards a location offsite from my house. So we started in a one of the rooms in my house, kind of like a true garage gym that we did over, and then we transitioned into this. So this is a 1,200 square foot facility that's separate from the house, but still we're about 10 feet from my house. And so that's what dictates we are like a semi-private gym, not commercial or public, just because of logistics of, one, being right next to the house. My kids will run in here and do YouTube videos, or they'll come and dribble their basketballs, and we've had different birthday parties. So the space has really been a multi-purpose space, and that's part of the Strength Alliance piece. The name is like, we are really big on like building community, building family, like finding commonality in strength. Not all of us are going to compete in strongman. Not all of us are going to play football for the rest of our lives, or softball, whatever have you, but we can all find commonality in trying to build ourselves to be stronger. If we're a stay-at-home mom, if we're a construction worker, if we're a high school football player, whoever that is, we can find commonality in that. And so that's really what we've tried to build, is that community of strength, being supportive of each other. Iron sharpens iron is one of our big, obviously it's in the name, Ironworks. We want to be there to help each other get better, whatever that might look like for each one of us.
Sweet. So you'd say the last gym you kind of worked in before this was your smaller home gym. What was it before that? What kind of gym were you in, I guess, before that? Or is that when you moved to Woodland, you built your home gym first?
So before I moved out to Woodland about 10, 11 years ago, I worked at YMCA's, or the YMCA out in Connecticut. And then a couple of various different gyms, commercial gyms I worked out at. And then when I moved here, I was also training athletes out there too at the high school I coached at. When I moved here, started coaching at Woodland High School and started really kind of taking over the strength program there. So I currently teach PE and strength and conditioning at the middle school. And then I run a big summer program at the high school, and I train a lot of those kids there 3 days a week in the mornings. And so I've been primarily using the school weight room for the last probably 7 to 8 years. And then we started building our home gym to do a little bit more specific strongman stuff, and for other people that wanted to use it.
Sweet.
And then we transitioned into this area because I just wanted to give kids more opportunities. I hated when kids went elsewhere to go train with people, sport specific, or just sport specific is kind of this catchphrase, but train with other people, knowing like we could do it just as good, if not better, because I've known all these kids for years. When I teach them from 7th grade all the way through high school, I get to have a 6-year relationship with them and really know who they are, and help them be better, not only physically, but mentally.
Sweet. Cool. We'll dive deeper into that in our personal interview. So let's go ahead and get checking out the gym, we'll kind of do the left to right method and go through everything. So starting at the front door, looks like you got this bells of steel. Is it double cable, but technically 4 cable?
Yeah, so
those two run tandem. So what do you think about this? What was the point of this? And
we just got this in. We've still got to get it locked in and secured, but we're just too excited to not use it. So we started using it. But we that was the
is that what's in these boxes here?
The new addition, yeah. So that's a couple more pieces for this.
Cool.
New addition. Wanted to be able to do some more cable stuff. We've done a lot of band work. So the ability to do some cable stuff and have that consistent resistance was something we were looking forward to. It also, once it's all said and done, will double as another rack. We'll have some safety bars and some J hooks that will actually connect to these. And
okay.
So it'll give
outside
us
of just the adjustable cables.
Yeah, give us a lot of versatility.
Cool. All right, so moving on. I mean, even the garage door itself, use that in the summertime.
Yeah,
I'm assuming to be able to bring stuff in and out, and also maybe outside work.
Yeah, the garage door's been great in the summers. I had a lot of athletes spring and summer in and out of here, and so we were able to do a lot of like med ball throws, speed work, sled work, and then right into the weight room. So the ability to be able to use the outside area seamlessly was really great.
Yeah, without having to reset every 5 minutes.
Yeah, so cool. the garage door has been really, really, really cool.
Sweet. Looks like we got some randomly assorted plate storage on casters.
Yep. We got
Smart. So that goes with your seamless transition. Sounds like, bring that around.
Yep.
And be able to transfer all that.
Yeah, so that's all of our rubber plates. We've got some plyo boxes, some wrestling mats.
Okay, wrestling mats.
Wrestling mats. We've got
miscellaneous junk drawer, it looks like.
Yoga mat, foam rollers, massage guns.
You even got yourself
mats
some
down there, some chalk.
Sweet. Liquid chalk and powder.
Yep.
Sweet. So what's with this wall? First, what's with this wall protrusion?
So I wanted to be able to have a place where we could throw med balls. I like to do a lot of different like plyometric med ball throws, rotational work, things of that nature. And so I needed a place. The structure of the building that we built, I didn't feel super comfortable throwing against this actual exterior wall. So we built this bump out,
cool.
A little bit more stable.
Yeah.
But it also kind of gives like wall space is a premium here because a lot of our storage is on the wall. But this is kind of like dedicated, like we're not putting anything on this. So like just the visual of it is like this is where we throw stuff.
Sweet. It looks like you got your assortment of sandbags. What sizes do you look like you got?
We've got 100, 150, 200, 250. And then I think the throwing bag is somewhere around 45, 50 pounds right now.
Sweet. Do you use that with just your strongman athletes or
no,
do you use it with
we do use a lot
athletes?
With our strongman athletes, but
students like to bring something in?
I'll use it with my students. I'll use it with my general population. Like I have a ladies group that's actually a lot of my athletes' moms. And
nice.
I like to kind of challenge them sometimes, or I'll use them instead of like, if we're going to do some front squats rather than holding a bar. Sometimes it's more fun to pick up a bag and front squat with a bag. I like variation. I like to do some different stuff just to make it fun.
A little bit of real world use.
Yeah.
Carrying the groceries.
So I do try to use, I also have wrestlers. We'll work on some throws.
Yeah. Cool. That's good. Yeah. Without the risk of injury.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it looks like you got some dumbbells, a whole bunch of, it looks like
this is a hodgepodge.
Always, yeah. Always adding to it.
Yeah. That is the next big thing is this dumbbell storage and heavier dumbbells.
Sure. And then whiteboard here. It looks like you're running all the programming.
Yeah, all kinds of chaos up there right now.
All the little bit of a schedule, but some Venmo. Nice. Something to work with. And then it looks like on the side, are those custom mounts?
Yeah, so my brother-in-law works at DZ Metalworks here in town, and he was able to make me a couple of those hangers. Those hangers actually were made for the other space, then we pulled them down and got them in here. And so,
sweet.
Yeah, he made me those, and then also the log hangers.
Yeah, so what kind of equipment do you have hanging up here? Let's go over that real quick.
So like
starting from the left.
Like I said earlier, I love variation, and so part of that is having various different bars. So we have Two different trap bars. There's a Sorinex bar. There's a Titan bar. We've got 2 sets of these straight bar farmer's handles.
Okay.
The other set's down here. We've got a loadable kettlebell handle, a mace. We've got this bison bar or the Duffalo bar. There's all kinds of different, everybody has a different name for it.
Yeah.
This is like a powerlifting bar, axle. We've got a shield, wagon wheels.
Yeah, nice loadable Husafel shield.
We've got the Titan log. We have another no-name log in the front here.
Sweet.
The wagon wheels, various different plates.
Whole bunch of plates.
The famed SDA Thor's hammer.
Ooh, that's pretty.
We've got our trainer bar, our
couple easy curls
bars
with another custom mount.
Yep.
Always a necessity.
And
and what's this big box you keep walking around?
This one is the Squat Max MD belt squat. This is pretty unique to us. A lot of people have like a pit shark or a rhino. What I love about this, and if you look at any of his research as well as just his videos, you'll see the big difference right away. But it's a freestanding weight versus a pit shark or a rhino, wherever have you. Like you're anchored to something, or even the popular ones now are the lever arms on the racks.
Yeah.
To belt squat with. There's always a point where it's pulling you forward. It's not a natural straight path.
Yeah. Okay.
And so this is the closest in a belt squat, in my opinion, to an actual squat. I actually do think this is a little bit harder, which is kind of nice. But I use this a ton with different populations. For instance, like my wife has no real reason to back squat with a bar, but she has every reason in the world to be able to squat, do that pattern.
Sweet.
So this allows us to do that without putting extra load onto the spine.
And so for some people that might not understand watching, these belts you put around your hips, around your pelvis, hook it down to the middle there, and they can drop it.
So you'd have the belt here hooked to here, and then you're able to squat.
So you can squat without pressure on your back. If any kind of back injury, rehabilitation of your legs. Awesome, dude. You even got yourself a little row pad here.
Seal row pad.
Put your chest to it and do some
It's also
rows
great.
there. More back alleviation.
It's great to coach from as well.
That's the stool.
Yep.
The expensive stool. Got another little bells of steel flat bench. Looks like a wider,
fat pad,
fat pad, a little bit wider for good heavy lifts. Then, well, we got a little adjustable bench here, but looks like so we got a yoke.
Yeah. So this was when I first built my home gym across the driveway there. This is the first thing I bought because everything. So if you pay in the room, the biggest thing you notice is that there's a ton of floor space. So for us, floor space is a premium. What I found in the small home gym over there was there was just not enough floor space. And so with that being said, everything that we do in here, we try to be mindful of like the purpose. Can I do more than one thing with it? How many things can I do with it?
Yeah.
And so that does a couple things for us. One, it gives us the most bang for the buck as far as buying equipment, but 2, it preserves floor space. If I don't have to buy 3 machines, if I get one machine to do 4 different things, I've saved myself floor space. And that's what the yoke has done for us big time. I use this as my primary rack. We still use it as a primary rack. We only have 2 dedicated racks in here, the yoke and the Titan. You
got the clamp style J hooks,
Yep.
so you can do some pressing, but pins that you can load for doing some yoke carries.
Yeah, so we our lever arms attached to this. So any of our lever arm movements that we do are coming off of here. Obviously, we yoke with it.
Those are the lever arms there, and then down here you have the extended safety arms.
Yep, safety spotter arms.
So I love using those in my own home gym for spotter safety.
So this yoke has been with us now for a few years, and we've beat it up pretty good, and it does its job. It's probably, probably the most, in the last few years, the most used piece just because we do so many things with it.
Sure. And it looks like you got the handy milk cartons.
Oh yeah, milk crates work well for clip storage and just random storage.
Sweet.
array of all different clips
All
in
the
there.
pins and
some that work
everything.
better than others.
Yeah, I get you. Then now next, we kind of got the biggest piece here, the 6-post squat rack with, and you got a Swiss bar multi-grip for neutral pressing up top. Cool. So tell me about this. When did you get this?
We got this shortly after we opened up in here. We knew we had to get another rack, and it was just a matter of just finding the right one for us. This actually was I think a scratch and dent return, something like that at Titan.
Those are always
and
best.
So I was able to get this for a really good price.
Okay.
We started with a 4-post, and then I bought the back extension. 2 reasons. 1, to hold this down, and then 2, just to get some plates off the ground.
Yeah, it helps hold it down
so
and
it
stacks them up.
Again, does a lot for us as far as safety, but also just storage and cleaning things up. And then we've got our 2 sets of different rings on the back here, and then a little bit of extra bar storage up here. We've got a beater bar, and then we also have our Swiss bar. We'll use this for neutral grip pull-ups as well.
Awesome, I like that.
Kind of nice.
And the big thing is all these plates. So you got a couple 100-pound plates, but the amount of 45s and everything, I mean, if anyone notices from the video, everything he has here is plate loaded. I know that helps for affordability and moving stuff around as needed. So got to have the plates to back it up.
Yeah, so we have a decent amount of weight and array of different sizes.
Sweet.
But yeah, everything we have is plate loaded, and so we have kind of plates all over the place.
Is that another custom?
That's an Amazon special.
Oh yeah.
A couple different bars. We got a couple of the 35-pound bars, a couple various different
shorter sleeve 35-pound.
Yeah, and a couple different Olympic 45 bars, different knurlings,
diameter.
Different bushings. Couple of them are pretty aggressive for like powerlifting, and then other kind of more specific to Olympic lifts.
Sweet. Then you got another adjustable bench here, and then this fella.
And this might be my favorite piece, because like I said earlier, like everything has to be able to do more than one movement. Use it for more than one thing. And so this is a Belzicil reverse hammer. It is basically a glute ham with a reverse hyper machine.
Nice.
And so this was one of the things that I bought in the original home gym. And so I use this a ton for posterior chain development.
Yeah, looks like both methods. I mean, if you can't get your GHDs done, you can work on some reverse hyper kind of explosiveness, right?
And what's great with this too is like we can, if you look at all the Louis Simmons kind of research, and whether or not you're a Louis Simmons fan or not,
conjugate style.
The reverse hyper is great for, again, all different populations. Whether you're recovering from an injury, working on some asymmetries, or just building up some more lower back strength. This machine has been amazing. It does take up a lot of floor space.
Looks
but again,
like it's a nice little coat rack for your
it also doubles as a coat
chest
rack
plates.
for the vest.
Sweet. So a little bit behind that looks like, I know this isn't a part of your gym, but I'm camber bar. So that's actually my camber bar. I'm brought it over here to see what kind of use he can get out of it. You can do a lot of shoulder mobility variations and squat variations for a lot of different people. So I think it's cool. You want to check out and see who you might be able to help with it. And
I've always been able to use it a bit. It's fun. Like I said earlier, I love variations, so it's fun to mess around with different stuff like that for me.
Sweet. And then it looks like cardio corner. So corner. Before that,
I got my custom-made squat wedge. One of my athletes built that wedge for me. I've had that now for a couple of years. I probably should upgrade to something else, but I love it too much.
Hey, it works. Yeah, we got ourselves a little treadmill here, a couple fans, probably for hot days, massage table or back cupping.
Yep.
The best band holder you could ever find. Fantastic. I love it.
And then we've got a couple rowers.
Old school rower.
This might be the first Concept 2 rower ever made. But it works.
Nice.
It's awesome. Blitz bike, just an Airdyne.
Cool. Yeah. They all feel the same to me.
Salt bike. And then another rower.
Sweet. A couple extra chairs. Looks like these
It's a movable
have
deadlift
pads behind them.
platform.
Okay, for deadlift platform.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's all about using TV space, the Ironworks fridge, and a little kitchen-esque setup, your coaching desk. So then it looks like we also have a bathroom here.
Yeah,
Got
so
everyone's
this might
stickers.
this might be the nicest thing in the gym.
Oh, wow. Full shower. Wow. Instant heat.
Yep.
Toilet and sink. Sweet, dude.
Yep. That's the bathroom.
More to the desk. Everyone does their stuff. A bit
Yep.
of storage.
Here's the cubby hole. It kind of is the
Music.
the landing ground a little.
Speaker for the gym.
Yeah.
Couple. I forgot the couple of posters on the wall. Sweet. Looks like some
Couple
future storage up top.
couple trophies and whatnot from different events and
Sweet.
competitions and stuff.
Cool. Let's go outside real quick. See what you got out here. Looks like you got a little bit of lounge storage here.
Yeah.
This house.
So this is the
I'll move around you this
patio
way.
area. Out here we have the hot cold tubs. So the cold tub, it's at 39 at the moment.
Okay, not
Yeah,
too bad.
Not warm. Hot tub usually sits between 100 and 104.
Yeah, those inflatables are awesome. Got a couple stones
Yep.
right here.
And then we have a couple stones in the backside.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk around there myself. Utilizing the most space as possible here. Okay,
So we got a little bit of stones.
got your splitter out here.
and then some kegs.
Yeah, some strongman stones, and then some kegs. They're very specific to strongman events. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so coming back in the gym, getting your pre-workout done. I'm gonna ask you a few quick questions on it. So, out of everything in here, what would you say is your favorite basic equipment, and how it has helped you for base strength?
Well, as far as just like favorite piece of equipment, bake strength, it would have to just be a barbell.
Okay, so your barbell selection is what you think is the best kind of base strength equipment that you have?
Yeah. I think sport performance, strongman, and just functionality, just everyday movement. If you could have a barbell, you're going to be able to do everything that you can do or everything you need to do to better yourself in those fields, in those areas, versus sitting in a machine.
Sweet.
And so if you have a barbell, you can pretty much do any pattern that you need to do.
Definitely. From your kids that come in here to...
Yeah, so my daughter
elderly.
is probably the youngest in here, and she's a sixth grader. And so she'll come in here and do her snatches, her cleans, her push jerk.
Sweet.
And then she'll go do her basketball dribbling skills.
Sweet.
So yeah, the barbell is probably the one piece that's like, if you had a barbell, you could do everything.
So you have a lot of specialty equipment. It looks like more focus on strongman. So out of that specialty equipment, what is your favorite piece for usability and why?
I feel like my favorite piece depends on what mood I'm in.
Okay. That's fair.
And also what I'm good at, for being honest.
Yeah.
I enjoy the log. I enjoy the yoke.
Axle.
I'm not a huge... Okay,
mine.
so axle I hate because I had a competition where I had to do an axle clean and press, and I didn't have an axle bar at that point, and I couldn't do it. And so now I hate the axle bar.
Oh, man.
But, you know, if I get better at axle clean and press, maybe I'll like the axle bar again. I really enjoy the sandbags.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to pick one just because I enjoy doing this. I do this all day long, every day with various different people and athletes, and so it's all fun for me.
Sweet.
Except that axle bar, screw that thing.
What would be like a dream addition to your gym, and why do you think it would help kind of further your plans with your gym?
Dream addition would be a bigger location off my property,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you want more functional space, room for clientele parking, all that stuff.
Yeah, so we've had just a lot of interest as far as memberships and making this into a bit more of a public place, and like that's the goal. But the reality of it is right now we're not quite there, just based off logistics of like house and family. But if we had an offsite location where it had more space and we could do memberships, I think that would be really the next addition or step.
Okay, so then in contrast, what piece of equipment in your gym do you see as like the biggest waste of time or waste of money spent per use or risk?
Okay, now if you were to ask my wife this question, she would be able to pull like 4 or 5 things right now. For me, the one getting all this stuff in here, everything has a purpose and whatever have you. But things that we use the least are going to be kind of specific strongman things. So for instance, like the Husafel.
Okay.
We don't use it a ton.
That's fair.
But
For
when we're
load and
practicing
carries.
a load and carry medley or an event, we use it.
Almost thought you would maybe say the keg, since we've only had to use them once.
So that's the other thing. The kegs out there, we've used them a handful of times because we were specifically training for an event. Now, when we're not training for that event, do we use them a whole lot? Probably not. But they're nice to have for those instances, or when you don't have a competition coming up. It's something nice to do that's different, that challenges you a little bit. And so some of those kind of specific strongman things, like the Husafel, like the kegs, even like the stones, they're nice to have when you're training those things, but in the everyday athletes in and out, those are the types of things that don't get used as much.
Sweet. So then moving on real quick, what is a good short-term goal for your gym as a whole?
Short-term goal, I think we're talking about building a mezzanine in here.
Okay.
To have a bit more storage. We'll just carry that roof line or that ceiling from the bathroom over.
Okay.
Give us a little bit more storage. We'll get some of these things like this, junk drawer, shelving stuff. That'll go up there, give us some more floor space down here. Like I said, floor space is a premium. So that's kind of short term there. Getting, like we talked about the dumbbell situation, getting that cleaned up a little bit, like kind of tidying some things up. And then just continuing to do what we do as far as train kids. Like the best promotional stuff we'll ever do is our athletes going out and doing well in whatever they do.
Yeah.
And so really focusing on them and focusing on their performance outside of here.
Sweet. So then switching to long-term goal, is that kind of associated with what you just said with athlete growth outside of the gym?
Yeah, long-term goal, we've created a lot of buzz. We ran a Woodland Strongest competition. Again, I'm working in the school, so I deal with kids and parents all day long, or I get to impact their lives. It's a better way to put that.
Yeah.
So people know about us. And so just being able to continue that momentum, again, building people up so that they feel strong in their everyday life, whether it's at work with their kids or the kids that are competing and doing their things, or like people like me who train for strongman events, 2-3 times a year, feeling good doing those things.
Sweet.
See you guys.